You all know Klaus wasn't always the hybrid. That's where the werewolf girl he's been hiding from you all comes in. Now she's pregnant with his kid. When Klaus became the hybrid, he figured out a way to turn full-bred werewolves into creatures like him. You're looking at one of them.
She's not here to fight us. She's here to help us.
But fast. That is enough talk about harming that baby. Klaus is the one we're putting a stop to.
Klaus. You've been avoiding my calls. You have something of mine. I want it back.
Sorry, but I can't do that.
What is this?
Apologies for your behavior.
Look at you, finally in possession of the one thing that can take you down. You think you can subdue me with this?
No.
I am an original. I cannot be killed. Eternity is an awfully long time. One of you lot were to release me, knowing I would be eternally in your debt. I can assure you, your ends would be spectacular. Whoever picks up this coin gets to live. Now, which of you magnificent bastards wants to join me?
The choice is yours.
Oh my God, please help me knee deep in the river trying to get clean. He says wash your get out the stain, but you best believe he bought his hell to pay, saying you're gonna see no matter what you do, you're gonna learn the truth. Marcel! Come and finish Well. The great Marcel, self-proclaimed king of New Orleans, bowing before me.
It's yours. Look, if you're gonna kill me, let's get this over with.
Why would I kill you? There are rules of engagement in battle, Marcel. Without them, you'd have anarchy.
Loyalty. You can't buy it. You can't own it. You can't force it. It comes only out of love and respect for the people who believe in you. And it is something that you will never know. Enjoy your kingdom.
Brothers or bitter enemies? That's the question at the heart of Klaus and Marcel's story in the originals. And honestly, the answer is both. Their bond was never simple. It was twisted, layered, constantly shifting between loyalty and rivalry. And it's that tension, the push and pull of love and betrayal, that made the relationship one of the most compelling in the Vampire Diaries universe. So let's dive deep. Let's talk about how Klaus Mikaelson, the feared hybrid, the original, with a heart buried under centuries of rage, took in a fatherless boy and raised him as his own. And how that boy, Marcel Gerard, grew into a man powerful enough to challenge his own maker. When Klaus first met Marcel, he wasn't Marcel. He was a nameless child, a boy caught in the brutal machinery of slavery in New Orleans. Klaus frees him, gives him a name, Marcellus, meaning little warrior. That act alone sets the stage. Klaus steps into the role of rescuer, father, mentor. But here's the catch. From the beginning, Klaus is projecting. He sees himself in Marcel, another child who grew up abused, powerless, desperate for love and recognition. Klaus's own father, Mikael, never gave him that. So Klaus does what so many broken men do. He tries to rewrite his own story through someone else. It's almost biblical, right? Like Abraham and Isaac, or even more fitting, Like Zeus raising young heroes in Greek myth, but never letting them surpass the gods, Klaus gives Marcel everything: safety, knowledge, power. But does he ever truly see him as equal? That's the tragedy. Let's be honest, Klaus isn't exactly Dad of the Year. He's volatile, insecure, quick to lash out. His love is real, but it's also controlling. And Marcel feels that, even as a child. When Klaus turns him into a vampire, it's framed as a gift. Immortality, strength, freedom. But it's also a tether. Klaus is saying, "You'll never leave me. You'll never outgrow me." It's a classic move of toxic parents or partners, disguising chains as gifts. Psychologists might call this trauma bonding. The same person who saves you also hurts you. You're caught in a cycle where love and pain are inseparable. Marcel loves Klaus, but he also resents him. And those feelings simmer for decades. Fast forward, and Marcel isn't a child anymore. He's a leader. He's built an empire in New Orleans, ruling the supernatural community with charm, strategy, and charisma. He's everything Klaus isn't: loved, admired, chosen. And that's where things explode. Klaus cannot stand being outshone. Think about it, Klaus spent his whole life in his siblings' shadows. Elijah, the noble one. Rebekah, the beloved one. Always Klaus, the outcast. And then his protege, his son, becomes the king of New Orleans. That's a mirror Klaus can't bear to look at. It's Shakespearean. Literally. Think about King Lear, an aging king, betrayed by those he raised. Or Othello, where trust and jealousy spiral into tragedy. Klaus and Marcel are locked in that same cycle: love, mistrust, betrayal, repeat. Some of their most explosive clashes come from broken trust. Remember when Klaus daggered Rebekah for conspiring with Marcel? That wasn't just sibling drama, it was a direct attack on Marcel too. Klaus was saying, "You will never take what's mine." Or later, when Marcel uses the serum and becomes the upgraded original, powerful enough to kill Klaus, that wasn't just rebellion. That was a son standing up to a father. That was an echo of Greek tragedy, like Oedipus defying the father figure who raised him. Every betrayal between them feels personal, because it is personal. They're not just fighting over New Orleans. They're fighting over love, over recognition, over the right to define themselves. What's fascinating is that, even at their worst, Klaus and Marcel can never fully let go of each other. Klaus may rage, Marcel may rebel, but underneath it all, there's a bond that neither can destroy. It's that paradox the Romans called amor et odium, love and hate intertwined. Writers from Seneca to Shakespeare to modern psychologists have noted how the strongest bonds often contain both. Klaus and Marcel embody that truth. And maybe that's why their story resonates so deeply with fans. Because haven't we all known relationships like this? A parent, a friend, even a lover. Someone who lifts you up but also tears you down. Someone you can't quite quit no matter the scars. Toward the end of the originals, we see glimpses of something softer. Klaus, in his final acts, tries to do right by hope. And in doing so, he circles back to Marcel. Because if Klaus's legacy is about family, Marcel is part of that family, whether Klaus admits it or not. Marcel, for his part, carries Klaus with him too. He can't erase him. He doesn't want to. Love that deep doesn't vanish, it transforms. In literature, this is called a dialectic. Two forces clashing until something new emerges. Klaus and Marcel are enemies. They're brothers. They're brothers. They're father and son. And in the end, their bond is bigger than any single label. So why do we keep coming back to Klaus and Marcel? Because their relationship captures the eternal human struggle between power and love, between needing to be seen and fearing being overshadowed, between wanting independence and craving connection. It's myth. It's myth. It's history. It's every toxic father-son story ever told. And it's also deeply modern, reflecting the messy, complicated relationships we see in real life. And that's why, even years after the originals ended, fans still debate, were Klaus and Marcel truly brothers? Or were they doomed enemies from the start? Maybe the real answer is that they were both, and that's what makes them unforgettable.